Imagine a young, athletic, and handsome man who is successful in every stage of his life, but he has an unspeakable secret that he doesn't dare to share even with his closest friends. Every time he goes to the shower or wants to have an intimate moment with his wife, he is faced with an unpleasant feeling, bad odor, burning, or even pain. Worst of all is when his wife, with a hint of annoyance, sarcastically asks him, "Why do you always smell bad? Why has your body become so sensitive and unresponsive?" These words cut through a man's self-confidence like a dagger to the heart. Today I want to talk about circumcision surgery, but not from the traditional or religious perspective that you've always heard. I want to approach this topic from the viewpoint of modern science and urology. Many men think that this procedure is just a religious ritual for certain groups. But did you know that in developed countries like the United States and Canada, this surgery is considered a health standard for preventing cancer and infectious diseases? At the end of this video, I will reveal a secret about the connection between this surgery and controlling the duration of intercourse, something you probably haven't read in any book before. Many men today suffer from the frustrating issue of premature ejaculation and simply don't realize that the permanent solution might be hidden right in the surgical drawer of a urologist. If you truly want to know how this small change can double your pleasure and save you from painful recurring infections, then you must watch this video until the very last second. Today, we're going to throw away all the old superstitions and look at the actual science with completely open eyes. So please stay with me. Let's talk a little more intimately. The world of men is full of pride. We always want to present ourselves as being powerful, clean, and completely flawless. But there is a very real physiological reality that many men find themselves struggling with every day: excess skin. Many boys and men are actually born with or develop a specific medical condition called phimosis. Phimosis means that the layer of skin covering the head of the penis is so tight that it doesn't easily retract. Now let's look at everyday life. Throughout the day, you are active, you sweat, and you go to the bathroom several times to urinate. Under that extra layer of skin, there are glands that naturally secrete substances. If this skin is tight or not cleaned with proper care, these secretions mix together with urine residue and sweat, forming a thick substance called smegma. Smegma not only has a very strong odor, but it is also the perfect environment for bacteria to grow. Let me tell you a short story from a fitness coach. This fitness coach said that he lifts heavy weights at the gym, has an excellent diet, but when he gets home at night and wants to be with his wife, he holds back out of fear that he might have a bad odor or experience pain and burning during intimacy. Despite his big muscles, this man felt powerless in the face of a small skin problem. He thought circumcision was only for children or a religious matter, and that it had nothing to do with him as a modern person. But the reality is that this extra skin acts like a storage for dirt and causes constant inflammation of the head of the organ. Now, how many of you have ever dealt with these frustrating recurring skin irritations or redness? And how many of you have completely lost your sense of self-confidence in front of your partner because of unpleasant and embarrassing odors? These are the silent pains that no one screams about, but in private they slowly wear down a man's inner spirit and self-esteem. Today, we want to truly understand why removing this small layer of skin can open the door to much better hygiene and deeper, more fulfilling pleasure. But if you have personal experience or knowledge in this area, or if you know someone who has felt a positive improvement in their quality of life after undergoing surgery in adulthood, be sure to share those stories with us in the comments section below. Others will read your comment, and it can truly help guide other men who are currently struggling with deep doubt and fear. Also, if you find this content useful and believe that raising awareness about these sensitive topics is necessary, please hit the like button. Your like signals to the YouTube algorithm that this is important scientific and health-related content, and it will show it to more men. By doing this simple act, you help improve the health of the community. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, hit the subscribe button right now, because later in this video I'm going to talk about surgery using stapler technology, which is the key to overcoming your fears of surgical blades and bleeding. Do you want to know how you can say goodbye forever to unpleasant odors and endless difficult washing? The first and most tangible benefit of circumcision is ease of hygiene. When the head of the organ is covered by skin, constant moisture remains there. Moisture combined with warmth creates a paradise for fungi and bacteria. After circumcision, this area is always dry and exposed to air. This environmental change means there is no longer a place for smegma to accumulate. Urine is easily cleaned, and there is no longer a layer that traps dirt underneath it. Studies have shown that the risk of urinary tract infections is much lower in men who have been circumcised. You might think that urinary tract infections only affect women, but in men these infections can also cause serious damage to the prostate and kidneys. Circumcision is like opening the windows of a damp, dark room to let sunlight and fresh air in, disinfecting the space. But did you know that circumcision can reduce the risk of contracting dangerous viruses like HIV and HPV by up to 60%? This is one of the most remarkable scientific findings of recent years. The World Health Organization has recommended circumcision as one of the main methods for preventing the transmission of HIV in Africa. Why? Because the inner layer of the extra skin contains special cells that easily absorb the virus. Also, this layer develops microscopic scratches during sexual intercourse, which paves the way for the virus to enter. In addition to HIV, the issue of human papillomavirus or HPV is also very serious. This virus is the main cause of genital warts and cervical cancer in women. Circumcised men are less likely to carry this virus, and as a result, they also put their sexual partners at less risk. So, circumcision is not only beneficial for you, but it can also be considered a gift of health to your spouse. So, what should you do when the skin becomes so tight that, like a rope around the neck, it blocks the blood flow? I'm talking about phimosis, but an even more dangerous condition is paraphimosis, where the foreskin is pulled back but doesn't return to its original position, and like a tight ring, it cuts off the blood flow to the head of the organ. This is a medical emergency. Getting circumcised in youth or adulthood will save you from this nightmare forever. Statistics also show that the rate of penile cancer in societies where circumcision is common is almost zero. Chronic irritation caused by infections under the foreskin and smegma can, over time, turn cells cancerous. With a simple 20-minute surgery, you give yourself a lifetime insurance against this type of cancer. But if you're worried that circumcision will reduce your pleasure, let me tell you a truth that's exactly the opposite of what you think. Men's biggest fear is that if the foreskin is removed, they'll feel like their sensitivity will decrease. The truth is that the head of the organ gradually adapts to the environment. This apparent decrease in sensitivity is actually an advantage. Many men who suffer from premature ejaculation experience this problem because of excessive sensitivity of the skin on the head of the organ. Circumcision helps moderate this sensitivity, allowing you to better manage the duration of intercourse. In fact, most men who were circumcised at an older age have reported that the quality of their sexual relationships improved several times over because they no longer worry about pain, unpleasant odor, or sudden and uncontrollable stimulation. True pleasure lies in peace of mind and self-confidence, not in an extra layer of skin. So far, we've seen how circumcision can prevent infections, cancer, and contagious diseases, and can even help improve the duration of intercourse. But the question I asked at the beginning of the video was, is there a way to do this without pain, blades, or surgery? The ultimate secret lies in a new technology called the stapler. In traditional methods, the surgeon used stitches which could leave scars or result in a long recovery period. But with the stapler method, the device removes the excess skin in just a few seconds and simultaneously closes the edges with very fine silicone rings. This means the surgery time is less than 10 minutes, bleeding is almost zero, the cosmetic result is very clean and symmetrical, and you can return to work within 24 hours. There's no excuse left to be afraid anymore. If you have phimosis, if you keep getting persistent infections, or if a very unpleasant odor bothers you, then you should not hesitate for a moment. This is a positive health decision that will change your life once and for all. Dear friends, thank you for watching this educational video until the end. My goal is for you to make peace with your body and to know that urology offers simple solutions for your complex problems. If you feel that this video answered your questions, be sure to share it with your friends who you think are facing these challenges. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and turn on the bell notification to all. Until the next video, stay happy, healthy, and full of confidence. Watch the upcoming videos as well.